Hey everyone, welcome back. I think this is going to be part 13 of the series. In the last video, I showed you some HUD changes that I made, some HUD upgrades, as well as an advanced regen system based off of these three variables right here. Before I get into anything else, I had a huge crash. It was like what was I doing? I was messing with the interaction system. So like the sword on the ground, you like E pick up. I was making it to where it'd be like E pick up iron sword. And I couldn't get this black box to stretch around the wording very well, and it was like aggravating me, and it was like late at night, and I was like, screw this. And I went to start hitting undo, and I was like, I hit undo history, and I almost don't want to hit this right now to even show you, but good, nothing's there. Um, there was like a lot of undo history. For some reason, like it had history from like up to like 6 months ago, because like I accidentally clicked something, and it doesn't tell you like what the history is. It like doesn't tell you anything about it. But long story short, it reset the game to like a really old thing in like January, I think it was, and like I lost everything, and I had to go back through like a lot of autosave files and recreate a backup out of all of those. Basically, like all these files that make up the game, Unreal makes autosaves on all of these files. So I had to go back through a lot of autosaves and recreate, all these different, files from like a much more present date than like what I had, which was like back in January. I eventually got it working for the most part, and then I kind of just pieced together what I was missing. Um, Turns out that I kind of got it a little bit better than it was. Um, I had to redo the bow from scratch because it was like a newer thing I added, and I didn't have an autosave for it, so I redid it from scratch, and I got a new crosshair because that first one sucked. I added a lot more gravity to the arrows, the projectiles. Um, I kind of got a feel now after playing with it for quite a bit of my crosshair and about like the distance that it shoots. I can usually hit things pretty decent. It says I hit that, but there, it moved. They've been like moving a lot, like when I hit them. I don't know. See, it was a little high there. See, they're moving now. I must have been like just barely clipping them before. A little too far away. A little rusty with it. But anyways, I moved my camera, as you can probably see, to where we're not like just looking at my legs, and you not like have like 4 or 5 inches of the ground on your screen. This way you can kind of like see a lot more, I feel like. And I readjusted the camera for the bow because the bow's based off of the camera. So I got this working even better. You can shoot it while running pretty well. Pretty happy about that. The unequipped thing still works for both of these. I got that working. I redid some of the sockets too while I was redoing this for the shields. I had like a wooden shield. Here, we'll craft one while I'm talking. Redid the socket for that, but basically it took me an entire day to fix this crash that I had. It was horrible. It was a nightmare. I thought I lost like everything. I was like about to like just give up. Luckily I kind of stuck to it and went through all those autosaves and all that grueling work. But yeah, I'm kind of happy to be back at it, and it definitely paid off because we had some huge breakthroughs that I'm about to share with you guys. Um, is this crafting or not crafting? Oh, 45 seconds. Okay. That is one thing I need to do pretty bad now is add like a progress bar for the crafting benches. I was thinking about maybe adding it above here because the details panel, I could probably move that up a little bit. Actually, I'm probably going to do that because this is going to get moved up, and I'll explain that in a second. But yeah, let me show you. I've got the socket working for this. Cool. So all of our sockets work a lot better. I got the torch on the side instead of on the back now. Yeah, I think all the other sockets were just the same. I think I had to redo some because I lost some when I was fixing the backup, and our fire still turns off. Cool. Let's eat and drink so we don't die while we're making the video. What else? On the last video, yeah, I showed you a lot of the HUD upgrades. I started realizing that if you do this, you can actually see if anything on your HUD is off. I know this probably looks crazy right now, but I'm gonna stop. It stretches it kind of weird, but I had a bunch of these things anchored to different places. So like when I moved this, they moved in all different directions, and I was like, oh my god. So I got them all anchored to the same exact spot now. So it's all like tied together, and it's anchored to center. So hopefully it will work pretty good with that. Yeah, in the last video I added these button images. I'm not sure if I had the sorting working in the last video, but I do. I also added them for the chest. And I never got the sorting to work for the chest because it's kind of like a complicated thing, but I actually went through it and got it working. It's kind of hard to show you because there's only one type of item in there. Arrows don't have a category. They're like a non-category. So like I need to put like an other button maybe. It's the only item I have that doesn't have a category. So like there we see our armor and our weapon, and then everything else in this box is a consumable because I was doing something. So we got the sorting working. I believe I got these numbers working too in all the situations, even when you do the sorting. So pretty happy about that. That's a pretty nice feature. That was kind of such a small thing to like not work properly. It was really annoying. So yeah, that was the inventory capacity. What else? We got the ring, necklace, backpack, and ring 2 slots working, I'm pretty sure, in every situation. What else? We made double click here. I gotta get some consumables. I'm gonna take this off because I don't like the way it looks on the character. I need to definitely try to fix that somehow. Alright, so let's get a bunch of food. So I can show you what happened here. So in the last video, I think I did mention it was now that I have all these food items, because my food is like so complicated, I made a bunch of different food items. It was becoming a bit of a challenge to eat with this type of eating. I'm probably going to add an eat thing to this on here. I feel like that would make sense, but I'm going to have to do something tricky with that because my consume thing works off of this. There's like cooldowns for it and stuff, so I'm not really sure how to do that, but I was thinking about doing that. Anyways, we can double click to equip stuff. Not only that, we can double click to replace, which is huge with this type of eating thing. It makes it really nice for like topping up your different categories. We can be like, okay, I need carbs. I know none of those are carbs just by looking at them. I know I need a potato. So you can come back at here and be like, okay, I need fat. Let's pretend we didn't have the cheese on there. Can we not swap? Why can't we swap? Need to fix that. We need to be able to swap. Okay, so let's pretend we didn't have the cheese on there, you know, so like we can just double click and it's always going to be this last slot there, the four slot. And then we can, you know, get out and hit 4 and eat a cheese and we'll be pretty topped off then. So the ring works the same way. So as I was fixing this, I figured out how to do it for the ring. So like you could, you know, double click this and it equips, and if I had another weapon on me, which I don't, I guess we'll craft one. I have a bow on me. Where'd all my weapons and stuff go? I think I lost it all like testing these chests out. But anyways, so like this hatchet's equipped and I can double click and it just swaps it out, you know. So like you want to be able to do that with the rings too. So like if you have a ring equipped here and a ring equipped here and you double click, you want to be able to swap it out. But since you have 2 ring slots, you have to kind of just tell it. And I just am going to swap out ring 2. Every time you double click, it's just going to swap this one ring out. If you want to specifically swap that one out, then you're going to have to actually, you know, drag and drop it over there. Same with these. If you want to actually swap these out, you're going to have to like drag and drop. Otherwise, the quick swap is just going to be the last one there. That seems to make sense for me. I also added a kind of thing that was starting to annoy me. When you have a max stack or any stack of items, you know, and you want to drag it to a chest or drop it on the ground, it would always pop up this this menu right here. Even when you just, you know, drag and drop, which most games are not like that. If you drag a stack, it drops a stack. If you move a stack, it moves a stack. That's how it is. And then they have splitting things like I do, like drop, and then you can drop 1. So I went ahead and made it to do that, so you can just drag full stacks or whatever stack you want, and it just does that. If you want to move something, a specific number, you can do it like this. I'll make a little slider bar. I realize I'll probably need to do that for like high stack items, but you can do that. It's a lot faster now. You can use this whole thing like a lot faster, which is super nice. What else did we do? We added armor values. So like it's kind of hard to see this, but it says 45. Now it says 95. Now it says 105. So let's take one off. It says 75. Let's put a shield on. It says 95. Let's swap a shield. 125. Let's fully equip our armor. We're at 180. So it seems to be working flawlessly. If you drop armor, it still does it. If you right click and drop, it still does it. If you right click and unequip, it still does it. If you right click and equip, it still does in every situation that I've tested. So the armor seems to be working, although this armor value doesn't do anything yet, because we don't have any kind of like incoming damage in the game. We can hurt ourselves by like not eating and stuff like that, but armor value isn't going to protect you from that. Armor value will protect you from like physical damage, like from bears and enemies. So we don't have any of that in the game, so I can't really plug this into anything else yet. So that's pretty much done for now. Alright, what else? With the crafting menu here, I had a thing before to where when you scroll, it would stop scrolling every time your mouse got in between one of these buttons, because there was nothing in between the button. It would just stop scrolling. Now I put an invisible picture in between the buttons, so the mouse thinks there's still something there, so it continuously scrolls now without stopping. So that's very nice. I like that a lot. Super cool. Now what? Oh, another huge breakthrough. So like this video, I'm going to tell you about this massive breakthrough, but there was two massive breakthroughs. Okay, so to show you this one, we're going to need some plant fiber. Here, let's move 85. So we have 105 plant fiber. We got no rope. Alright, so this was the situation that was bugging out before. When you try to do a crafting check for the amount of items you need to make the item, it would try to count the items in your inventory, but it would always count the smallest stack, which 5 plant fiber is not enough to craft this torch that needs 10 plant fiber, right? So now it counts the whole thing, 105. It's not crafting it though. Oh, because I don't have wood or rope. I still need to make this like turn red or something if it's not working. So here, let's get some wood and some rope. Probably could have just made a rope and showed you, but we'll do the torch. So boom, it takes it right away now. Took it down to 95 like it should have, and it's crafting, and you can't change your craft. You can't change the amount or anything. The crafting is locked, and the amounts in your inventory reset once this finishes, and everything is good to go for a new craft. You have your torch. So I got the crafting, as far as I can tell, flawlessly working. Flawlessly. Like, this is like a 1000% working crafting system, except for a queue. Crafting queue. That's the only thing I don't have, and that is kind of complicated, and I am going to make that. I'm starting to kind of brainstorm about how to do it. I think I'm going to have to make slots like this, but not slots that you can like drag and drop things to. There'll be like a slot that like loads like a crafting queue, and it will check these crafting queues, kind of like the consumables check. Like if you have like this right here, and I want to equip a consumable, so what don't I have? Water. So it'll check for the next available spot, so it finds it right there. I figure I can do something kind of similar to that, where like I have like 5 little squares and they'll load crafting queues, and instead of like having it look for an available slot, like when one slot finishes, it'll reorganize all of them to you know, the next spot, and then you'll have like an available one at the back again. I don't know. That's what I was thinking anyways, if that makes sense. If not, then just stay tuned for a future video, and I'll probably have it in a few videos here at the rate I'm going. It's kind of crazy, you know, because like I had that huge disastrous thing, and then like a day later after I fixed it, I spent a whole day fixing it, and then the next day, which was today, made all these huge breakthroughs. All that stuff I just talked about, and then this. Okay, so as you can see, there's a bunch of weird stuff in the chests. Usually there's nothing in here, right? So like 10 food, 10 water. We got this. Let's put some water in there. Let's put an arrow in there. Let's put a cheese in there. And let's close the game. No errors. That's always nice, after showing you all that stuff. So usually when you save and load, anything that you haven't hard saved to a save file will just load as default at this point. Like your health, your stamina, your hunger, your thirst, which like my hunger does load as default, but then it's recalculated because these are all loaded from a save file, and then recalculates the hunger. So I haven't been able to get the chest or anything to save as far as like inventories, except my inventory, this inventory. But now all that has changed. 2 water, 1 arrow. We can save our chests, and these are chests that are the same item too. So that's this right here is a master chest. This chest you won't actually probably use in the game, but these are large chests. these are probably going to be craftable at the carpentry bench and placeable. And this is the same exact large chest. It just, when you place it in the world, it's like large chest 2. And then another one would be large chest 3. And that's the item name. So what I did was made the save. Here, I can kind of show you because this was really hard to figure out, and I'm sure someone will appreciate this. I think it's in here. Yeah, so no, it is in here. I do save in the chest. So you have a save file and then a save slot. And the save slot is a very cool thing because you can save these variables that you need, like a chest inventory, to the save file, but then you can save it under a save slot. And this is really cool because I can get the object name of the chest, the current interactable of the chest that you're using, which would be like large chest 1, large chest 2, large chest 3, however many you place down, and it's going to save to that particular one. So each chest is unique from each other. That way, if I save a chest inventory, it's not going to load that inventory into every chest when I load the game. They're all unique from each other, and I can't pre-make save files for like 10 chests. Well, I could, but then what happens if they place 11 chests? Then all of a sudden there's not a save file for that 11th chest. So you can't like pre-make stuff like that when people are allowed to like place things in the game. I contemplated making it to where like people weren't going to be able to place things in this game, but then I finally figured this out. So that's a huge save. That's a huge save because now I can let people place like if they fix up this carpentry building, they can place their chest where they want to in here. They can even maybe place the carpentry table where they want, or like move it. There's a lot of options that come with that. So now that I got this chest inventory working really nice, with the buttons, the sorting, the counter, it says 1 out of 16, so I guess it's not working 100%. 4 out of 16, okay. I think mine works pretty good. So the chest one doesn't work 100%, but this one does. Alright, well, we'll remember that. But we're getting the chest pretty freaking close to 100%, the inventory of the chest anyways, which doesn't have crafting tied to it. But, we can drag, and everything's working really well with this. It saves. Now I think it's time to go into these crafting benches. Since we got our crafting working now to where it does the proper checks. We got our crafting menu working here really well. These are the old setups. We can update this UI. We're gonna have to make a custom UI for the campfire that takes firewood, and you have to ignite it to like cook stuff. So we're gonna have to do that. But these right here are just like normal inventories. We're gonna have to tie it to these to where they check this inventory for the items, and then do the save things for these as well. But then these are gonna be pretty 100% if we get little crafting dialogues like I have one down here somewhere. I have one there. I knew I had one. So like if we had something like that for the crafting benches, I was thinking about making something that hovers above it maybe, so you could see it kind of like from a distance. That way you didn't have to have the thing open like this. So like you could tell how far things are done crafting from like over here. I'm pretty sure I can do that because like you can have things hover above people's heads pretty easily, like health bars and their name. So I think I can do that to a crafting bench and just make it like this this thing right here. Make it that exact thing pretty much, and it will just be the carpentry benches crafting, whatever it's crafting, or the anvil, or the campfire. So yeah, that brings you guys up to speed. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here because I gotta get ready for work, and yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. So stay tuned for the next one. See you guys later.